My name's Morgan, I'm 16 and I'm a 5th year in high school. You're probably wondering what a 16-year-old's going to be able to tell you that you probably don't already know. I'm here to talk about the stress that young people feel in school through exams and their desire to do well. I know my views on this topic might be a bit controversial, but as someone who sat 7 exams last year and is still part of the education system now, I'd just like to tell you about the stress, like the impact that the stress had on my mental and physical state. So last year I sat 7 exams and so last year I sat 7 exams and I go to school every day. I get up at 7:20, I go to school, I get ready and I'm in school for 8:30. School starts at 20 to 9 and I stay there for around 7 hours most days. We then go to supported study, which they say isn't compulsory, but then if we don't go, like we get moaned at the next day and we must have a valuable excuse why we didn't go, and you best hope that you don't fail the next test or else that's the reason why, because you missed out that one supported study session. We then go home to sit for hours upon hours doing homework until like 2 in the morning, sacrificing our sleep so that we can study or revise or do our homework. We're then expected or recommended to do 2 hours personal study for each subject, Monday to Friday. I have 5 subjects, so that's 2 hours a night. Last year I had 7 subjects. Where exactly is all this time coming from? We've then recommended to do 1 hour of exercise each day. We're then encouraged to make new friends, make hobbies, go and do stuff that we enjoy doing, take walks, hang out with friends, spend time with our families. There's not enough time in the day. Then we have to get 8 hours of sleep. Where exactly is all this time coming from? And then one of my friends told me the other day that the reason she stayed off school was because she was so tired she woke up, because she was studying all night until 4 in the morning. She woke up and she physically couldn't open her eyes. They were swollen shut and she felt that if she was to come into school she would collapse of exhaustion. We do this 195 days a year and it becomes tiring. Like, I'm so tired all the time. It's got to the point where we have to sacrifice either going to school looking like something from The Walking Dead or or getting screamed at for not doing our homework. We get moaned at if we're in a bad mood and told that we should go to bed earlier. What exactly defines early? Because now I'm going to sleep at 2 in the morning. I'd love to go to sleep early and get more sleep and be able to get up and straighten my hair. Instead I'm going to school with my hair in a bob or a bun. And then the way that Scottish exams work in Scotland is 80% is made of the exam paper and around 20% is made of coursework. This year, for example, my chemistry exam, I'm sitting higher chemistry, and the assignment is made of 20 marks and the actual written paper, so the day of the exam, is worth 100 marks. So this assignment's only worth around 17%. So what happens if I have an off day and the chance that maybe I forget something or like I have a breakdown or something, which I've done in an exam just to let you all know. And then, so what happens, I've worked that whole year and it counts for nothing. Like at the end of the day I'm still going to walk out with a fail if I mess up. Like there's no resetting it kind of thing, unless I want to spend a whole new year learning the same thing that I already learned last year and having to sit the same exam again. It just doesn't seem logical and it causes unnecessary stress. I've always been quite a nervous person, so I've suffered quite a lot with panic and anxiety attacks. Last year got really bad. On the months leading up to my exam, I would have one almost every day, sometimes twice a day. In the exam, I would try and calm myself down. I could feel the attacks coming on, and I could my increased heartbeat, started sweating and stuff, shaking, and I'd have to try and calm myself down in a room filled with 70 other people, all sitting in this exam hall. So in my English exam, I was unable to calm myself down and had to run out the exam hall, and then ended up sitting my exam in a different room somewhere else in the school. If that doesn't show you how stressful exams actually are, then I don't know what does. In America, they're not only graded on how they perform that day, but they're also graded throughout the year. So their final marks are composed of the unit tests that they've done in class and the quizzes, which we have to sit as in order to sit the final exam, but it doesn't count for anything. Their participation, so raising their hand in class, the completion of homework, which we have to do for nothing, and so it's kind of like an average score they get, which I think would like eliminate all the kind of stress that we feel, because it doesn't put so much pressure on that one exam paper, or like it's more like a booklet, like it's never ending. And then in Finland, they have the highest graduate like percentage in Europe, and they're #1 in the world for their education, but yet they have no standardised tests. They don't do homework until high school, and even when they do, it's only like 20 minutes. Their education system's more like teaching the child how to be happy and how to do stuff that they love, and teaching them about free expression and individuality, rather than cramming everything into a lesson to finish the course so that we can spit it out in a test, and then as soon as we leave the exam hall, forget about everything. I think that this would really benefit if like everyone, not just the teachers, because that would reduce their workload, but also the students, because it would reduce stress levels, and it would just like leave a lot more time for us to do stuff that we enjoy, like play sports or learn a musical instrument. I know the education system here does work, obviously I'm proof of that, like I got 7 A's last year, but what about the people that don't have the skill or the capacity to think critically and apply their knowledge that we've learned all year in the exams for questions that we don't understand how to answer? Like, is it really worth jeopardising the students' mental health and self-esteem just so that we pass a test?